company. For a demon, it was simple to make a company grand. My grandfather would have been proud to see how James helped it shine. With the CEO position filled, my father had no choice but to let me decide my future for myself, which made me happy beyond compare. No longer would I have the future scare me into a corner. I could choose my life on my own. That being said, I was still scared of where the future was going to take me. What did I want to do? Did I want to help James build the company? Did I want to venture off on my own? James reassured me that he would support me and help me through whatever I decided to do, promising that I came first before the company he had come to reign over. I was grateful and would never forget that promise. I was happy and nothing could shake me down from that happiness. One night, a couple of years after the boys and I had met, I had a moment to myself, so I sat in my room and took in all that had happened, as if it was all a dream. The demons, the devils, the magic, it was all surreal to believe. It was almost frightening me to think it could have all been a dream, but I wouldn't have been all that surprised if it was. But the warm feeling in my heart reminded me that it was all real. The demons, the magic, the love I had, all real. I smiled as I held my hand to my chest, relishing in the feelings dancing within my soul.
Are you okay?
I looked up from my lap to see James standing at the doorway, crossed armed with a playful raised eyebrow. I smiled and I blushed a bit. Yeah, I'm okay. I was just remembering how we met and such.
Were you now?
Yeah, and I wouldn't change anything. James smiled and walked over me, gently taking my hand and kissing over the knuckles weakly.
Come, I have a surprise for you.
I raised an eyebrow. A surprise? What the heck was he plotting? James simply chuckled and kissed my forehead.
I promise you'll love it.
Deciding to go along with it, I nodded and stood up. James gently took my arm under his and led me out of my room. I stood in shock at the path of golden rose petals lining the floor, creating a pathway from my door. James led me down the golden rose path as if this was all part of his plan. James, what is going on? James didn't answer. He continued to lead me down the stairs of the lobby, where the path wound into the dining room. I stared in shock as I saw the table set with candles and a large bouquet of golden roses decorated the middle. James, I feel sort of underdressed, you know?
There's nothing wrong with how you look now. You're beautiful no matter what clothes you are in.
I couldn't help but let a red blush paint my face, making James chuckle once again. He led me to my seats, where I was greeted with a plate of shrimp pesto on the table. James!
Remember what that is?
Yes, sir! That is shrimp pesto. I remember that. It was like the first dish he gave her. James laughed and smiled. I smiled back at him, feeling nostalgia running over my heart. Giddy happiness bubbled as I looked up at the man I had loved. You made it when we first met, when you and your brothers were apologizing for getting blood in the lobby.
Well, it was more than that we had to apologize for, but that was the gist of it, yes.
How could I forget? What's this all about? James gently bent forward and kissed my forehead sweetly, making me giggle slightly.
You are such a wonderful woman. I can't believe that I can love someone this much. You have changed my whole world, and now you have become my everything. I practically get scared waking up every morning in case this is all just a blissful dream.
James? Before I could speak further, James gently placed his fingers on my lips, hushing me before he caressed my cheek. I nuzzled into his hand, almost purring at the feeling of the warmth against my cheek.
I love you, and I will never stop loving you. No matter what comes our way, I promise to be there for you as long as time keeps moving. I want to be yours forever. Before
I could realize what was going on, James slowly got down on one knee beside me and took out a small black box. He lifted the top to reveal a beautiful ring with a purple gem crowned with gold and purple embellishments. I stared, my mind instantly freezing in surprise at the sight. I felt my eyes water at the immense feelings bursting inside my chest.
Will you, Miss Anderson, marry me?
I was speechless. I felt myself break and start to weep in joy. Was this happening? This had to be a dream. I mentally begged every single deity in the sky to never wake me up if that was the case. I felt Oh, my dear, trying to speak to answer his question. I didn't want to leave him in the dark, and I didn't want him to be on the ground for long. Yes, I will. I stood up crying and jumping in joy as James smiled, the biggest smile I'd ever seen on his face, and slid the ring onto my ring finger. As it finally ended its upward journey at the crevice of my finger, James stood up and took me into his arms, kissing me and sealing my words. I had gained the heart of a demon, no, of a man I loved. I vowed to cherish him and love him for the remainder of my days and beyond. Could a demon love a human forever? I knew James would. And that was my happily ever after. Yeah! Right then, this of course leaves just some reps left, which is Andrew, Naomi, Suzu, and Diana. And one extra scene. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next episode of Seduce Me the Otome.